Hi guys, Grétar here at Solis. I want to talk to you about reoccurring thoughts and ideas. What a lot of addicts and alcoholics have in common is we get repetition. Our mind is constantly trying to play tricks with us. And I'm just going to talk about my experience of it and how it was for me. Like, when I'm not good and my program is not good, and I even have it nowadays, days that I'm not good, it can occur to me still. But it's only if my program is, if I'm out of balance, if there is a lot of interference in my life, if I'm unstable. And what I'm talking about is this, what we all know it. You are, for example, going to bed. For years I couldn't go to bed or go to sleep, if sober, especially, without having some noises. Like, what I mean is, I had to have the radio on, I had to have the TV on, I had to listen to something, because if not, I was left with my own mind, and that was not a good thing. Because I started having reoccurring ideas, reoccurring thoughts, which were not good, not nice thoughts. It could vary anywhere from suicidal thoughts, self-pity, heroism, all kinds of unreal ideas, and they would be coming, the same idea would be coming again and again and again and again. And let me give you an example. What I mean is, I was going to bed, going to sleep, going to try to sleep, because so often I couldn't sleep. And I would go to bed, and I knew on my way to bed that I would be, fantasizing about my own funeral. If I was, if I felt really down and suicidal and, really depressed, I was fantasizing about my own funeral. And I even took it that far that, I imagined, who would show up? Would anybody show up? Did anybody care if I lived or died? And, I even, I fantasized about all those decent women that I had, my ex-girlfriends, all of them, and I had a lot of them. Like, would they come? Where would they sit? Would they cry? Would anybody? And these, like, insane thought patterns, they were like a washing machine, again and again and again. And I had no way to turn it off. And it could also be, if I had an argument with somebody, and it could have, in some cases it was an argument that I had months ago, years ago, and I couldn't let go of it. And I would be still, months down the line, I should have said this. What if I do this? What if I, next time I see him, I'm going to say this, I'm going to do this, and, trying to script my life. But the red line, through all of this was constant self-pity. Like, it was amazing. I was, why can't I just die a heroic death, so at least I do something good for the last moments, and everybody can at least, remember me for being a decent human being. Ideas like saving somebody, doing something that, would be worth something. Because most of the things I did on a daily basis were worth nothing. I was a lying, cheating son of a bitch. Like, I can laugh about it now, but at the time I felt horrible. And it's like marinating in self-pity every single night, every single moment when you're alone with your own thoughts. It's a horrible, horrible state to be in. And those, like, when you were fighting it, I used to fight those ideas. I used to plan things, what I would, if I didn't have anything to read or listen to, or, any other way to go to sleep. Because this only happened when I didn't have, anything to subsidize my condition. Anything for, instead, if I didn't have a drink or a drug, this is what happened. And this is one of the reasons why I was miserable, staying sober. And I know today that it's self-pity. It is like you are waddling in things that don't matter. And this is because you can't let go. In my case, I couldn't let go. If I had an argument or issue with somebody, I couldn't let it go. I couldn't forgive it. And I could spend months, years being angry and just in discontent of somebody or something. And I couldn't let go. I couldn't forgive. This same person, let's say I have an argument with somebody, that same person would, forget about it a day later. I am still maybe 5 years down the line thinking about it, obsessing about it. This is what I should have done. This is what I would do. But this is just one of the reasons why we go and we seek out drinking and drugging. Because it turns off my head. My first drink, my first line, or whatever I was doing at that time, it turned off this, among other things. This is why I am an addict. This is why I got hooked on drugs and alcohol. It's not because generally people think you're an alcoholic or an addict because you use. No, I'm an alcoholic and an addict way before I use. Me using is my escape from me. I have this mental condition that I can't control and my life is unbearable. And I found drinking and drugging helped me in the beginning. Until, of course, that again, like everything else, it stopped working. It bit me in the butt big time. And it led me to even worse places than before. But then you have this mental obsession that you can't stop because you still remember how it was when it worked. You still remember how it was to get a break from your head. To get, even if it was for a few seconds, just get a tiny moment where you were not anxious, where you were not scared, where you were not depressed. I wasn't even begging to be happy anymore. I just wanted to feel nothing. Because being me was miserable. And a lot of addicts and alcoholics identify with that. And this is the reason why we do what we do. What needs to be, we need to ask people, in my case, I needed to find out what led me to become like this instead of just, stopping. If I stopped my intake of my solution, I was left with my problem, which was me. So this is it for now, guys. As always, lovely to have this chat. Thank you.